Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Anizi here, and today we will be doing what if Naruto was the overlord. Konoha was in a 1-month wait so that the tuning exam candidates can get training done. A blonde boy by the name of Naruto Uzumaki was looking for someone. His name was Kakashi Hatake, Naruto's sensei. Running around he found Kakashi. Kakashi yelled Naruto. Kakashi turned around to see Naruto. "Sensei, please train me," said Naruto. "Naruto, shut up, I won't train you. I'll be training Sasuke for the final," said Kakashi. "But what about me?" said Naruto. "What about you? Listen to me, Naruto. The truth is you have no skill. You're the dead last with the worst grade of all the dead lasts. Ever since you became a ninja, you survived solely based on your luck. In fights, you spam shadow clones hoping one of them will kill your enemy and no one will kill you. The only reason you're in the exam is so Sasuke can get promoted. Once that happens, I will take him as an apprentice and have you sent back to the academy or dropped from the program. You have no chance against Neji, even if I trained you," said Kakashi. Using the body flicker, Kakashi then left the building. After a few minutes, Naruto went to his grandfather's office, the third Hokage. Hiruzen was enjoying his time when he saw Naruto running towards him. Hiruzen was enraged to see his surrogate grandson like this. He hugged Naruto and asked him what was going on. Naruto then explained everything. Hiruzen was livid. The village could feel his bloodlust and power. Kakashi felt like he was going to die when he returned to Konoha, so he decided that they will come exactly on the time of the tuning exams. Hiruzen then summoned Jiraiya. "Don't worry, Naruto. If Sasuke has Kakashi training him, then I will get you someone better. I would train you myself, but that would be favoritism, which Sasuke can call out." So Jiraiya then appears. "Sensei, what's up?" he said. "Ah yes, Jiraiya. I want you to train Naruto here to be at least high tuning level," said Hiruzen. Naruto then stared at Jiraiya. So this is young Naruto," said Jiraiya. Seeing Naruto sad and crying hurt him. He was going to kill whoever hurt his godson, Naruto's son. But right now was not the time to tell him that he was the fourth Hokage's son. "Sure, why not? The great Jiraiya will make you the strongest ninja in the village. I did train the fourth after all," said Jiraiya. Naruto and Jiraiya then set off to train. The first 2 weeks went good. Naruto was using shadow clone training and managed to learn a taijutsu style that was deadly. He fused his hands with QB chakra to create claws, and then he stabs them at the enemy's vital points. Only a Jinchuriki can get up after what is done to them because Biju chakra is poisonous because it eats away at the opponent's chakra. He also managed to get some wind techniques like Gale Palm and Great Wind Breakthrough down. Right now he was mastering the Rasengan. "Alright," said Jiraiya. "Naruto, come to the edge of the cliff," he said. Naruto did as he was told. "The goal for you is to call out as much QB chakra as you can," as he pushes Naruto off the cliff. A light then envelops Naruto and he blacks out. Memories then started to come into Naruto. These weren't his memories, these were memories of a person who could somehow dive into another world as Naruto thought, and he can become a skeleton. Said Naruto. "I wonder what this is. I don't remember anyone." Suddenly, a flash came, and out came a man. The man then looked at Naruto and touched his head. Naruto then received all of his memories till date. His memories were all about him leveling up a skeleton character in a game and how there was going to be a server shutdown today. Naruto was then pulled into his mindscape, where QB then confronted him. "Hello Naruto, you just devoured his memories, at least his spirit and soul. You've just destroyed it. You've taken his memories and you've also taken over his body, as I would say. Well, it's not exactly a body, it's a skeleton. You become the character he played as. I don't know what's going on, but all I know is I want to get back home to the elemental nations, so yeah." "Hey," said Naruto, "this is all your fault. If you never just was being stubborn, then I could have easily summoned the toad and we wouldn't be stuck in this mess." "You may be right, Naruto, but don't forget, I already give you a little bit of my chakra so you can use that taijutsu style you were using. And to take that much chakra was too much demanding. So yeah, you have to earn my chakra, Naruto. You can't just expect me to help you all the time. How will you grow?" "I know, QB. It's just that I don't know why you're always like this. Why did you have to attack the village? Why did you have to ruin my life?" "You think I ruined your life, huh? It was the Uchihas, that's all I'm gonna tell you." "Alright, QB, I'm gonna make a deal with you. As from the memories that I can see, I have this powerful weapon called the God Staff or the Staff of Ainz or Gorn. I'm going to use that to free you if you help me survive this world and when we get back to our home world. Do we have a deal? Fine, but don't forget, you must earn it. I will allow you to use it, but you and only you can control it. I'm not going to help you with controlling my chakra. You're going to have to take on my rage. Do you understand? Fine, that's all I ask for. Naruto then wakes up and sees Albedo from his memories, the girl that looks like a succubus. Good morning, my lord, said Albedo. Call me Lord Naruto. And then everything from there goes as canon. So we're going to now time skip to the end of season 3 of Overlord. Lord Naruto, Nosric is under attack, shouted Albedo. Thought Naruto. The walls were upgraded so that no one under a god class can enter, he thought. Kuruma then telepathically said, don't you think it's those three, only those three can come in search of the child of prophecy? Albedo, said Naruto. Call all the guardians to my side now, said Naruto. Yes, my lord, said Albedo, as all the guardians came. My lord, I thought we were protected from all type of threats, said Demiurge. Yes, but not from high-level gods, he said, as 3 women and 1 old man appeared, confusing Naruto. Who is this old man? Who are you? Demanded Naruto. You should know, Naruto. You were from our world at one point. Demiurge could sense the power from all 4, but the power paled in comparison to Lord Naruto, and the god stuff can easily overpower them. This confirmed to him that supreme beings were more powerful than gods. For Demiurge. So it looks like the supreme beings are more powerful than gods of other world. I don't know what you mean. I know Yami, Shinigami, and Kami, but the old man I do not recognize, said Naruto. Hello there, child. My name is Hagoromo, and I am the Sage of 6 Paths. But you know that story, don't you, Naruto? You are Naruto Uzumaki, aren't you? Said Hagoromo. Naruto then flared his power. The entire tomb was also flaring their power, signifying that they were ready to fight for their lord. Who do you think you are? Said Albedo, addressing the supreme being in a way that is so disrespectful. Our master as well, said Shaote. We apologize, said Kami, but how do you know that we aren't supreme beings? Asked Kami. How do you know that my name is Uzumaki? Not even my comrades or the other supreme beings knew. I forgot that name for a reason, and you come here and drag it back out for no reason. Why shouldn't I destroy you? He yelled enraged. Naruto hated his old life. He was weak, powerless, as Kakashi said. He was abandoned by his only sensei. He only cared about his grandfather, but that alone wasn't enough to make him go back to the other world. Lord Naruto asked Albedo, who is this Uzumaki Naruto? She asked. Naruto sighed as he explained that was his name that he went by when he was a weak and powerless human. When I was a human, I had a energy like magic, but thousands of times weaker. A mixture of spiritual energy and physical energy. However, I contained a powerful demon at that time. Really, my lord, you were a human at one time? Asked Nabe. Then she figured things out, how Naruto would help humans in need and how he destroyed kings and armies who did wrong to poor people. He also showed some kids mercy. He was human, or at least a trace of his humanity could not be erased by his skeleton half. Yes, and because of me having a demon in my stomach and protecting them from it, they sabotaged me, beat me when I was 5, made sure I couldn't eat properly or I couldn't get any good clothes by charging me extra. They overcharged everything. Who pays 1 million Ryu for a orange jumpsuit? The worst of all was my sensei, who I thought I could depend on, and he crushed me on the spot to train my teammate whose brother slaughtered his clan. His brother should have killed him and ended his fucking Uchiha line permanently, cause nothing can compare to the pain that I felt because of Uchihas. They killed my mother and my father. He explained his backstory. He was enraged of having to think and remember his backstory once again. Yes, Naruto, we are deeply sorry about what happened. Things weren't meant to go that way, she said. You were meant to have your mother, you were meant to have your father, but due to your mother going into labor early, Minato couldn't find a different seal. she said, sad. Interesting, but what does this have to do with me now? Naruto, you were meant to save that world and free it from darkness. But sadly, I can't agree with you needlessly sacrificing your life for people who treated you this badly. So, I want to make it so that you choose the fate of the world. You can choose whether they live, whether they die, or whether you control it. You have full control of your actions, and I won't stop you, and neither will any of the other gods. I see, but I'm not returning, since there's nothing I have left to fight for over there. I won't become a savior to people who are worse than trash. Not even if we offer you something, said Shinigami. What are you offering? The others in the tomb were about to voice their disapproval, but they saw that Naruto was serious about the offers and stayed quiet. Well, first thing we will offer you is complete freedom to save, destroy, conquer, kill anyone in that world. Secondly, we offer you the one thing you want the most, a body, a human body that can let you have a child. Thirdly, we offer you heroes and safety and erase all the bad things we've done, like kill off all the Uchihas, or even though that wasn't that bad, but we cannot let him to ascend to heaven unless you take this deal. You mean Lord Naruto can't have children? Asked the woman of Nazarick in despair. A human body will be nice, but what would it come with? Asked Naruto. Hagoromo then pulled out a picture of the Rinne Sharingan and Tensegan. These will be the eyes that we will put in your body, but in order to keep it a secret, we'll make it so that your eyes will have the powers of these eyes, and only when you want it to be seen will they be able to see. But if you want it to be seen, your blue eyes will just get tomoes and rings in them, while your left eye will get the flower pattern. So Uchiha can't complain that you stole them from his clan. Also, the tomb will come with you, said Hagoromo. Fine, I will do this, but I want high levels of immunity to chakra and all of my abilities for my lynch body, and I want weapons along with powers that I already own. That was the plan anyways. We were going to give you all of the powers you have now, plus some extras, which will be on us, said Kami flirtingly. Also, you will get immunity to mid S-rank jutsus and lower, which will be equivalent to your tier 2 magic or lower in your world. You'll also be able to, well, thanks to your durability of the lich body, which we'll be adding to your human body, you'll be able to tank 4 Bijudamas in a row before getting majorly hurt. Also, you're going to be immune to genjutsus and illusions from Sharingan or from flutes or anything like that, she added on. Fine, said Naruto, I accept this deal. My guardians, we have a new world to explore and maybe conquer. So, how would you like to go to this world? We swore to protect you, Lord Naruto, and we'll go and protect you no matter what, said the guardians. So, Demiurge, the plan that I've come up with is the country of Whirlpool is where Nazarick shall reside. I will go to the tuning exams while you build up the country of Whirlpool, and on the exams Xiaote shall come as the Yusukage, or whoever you vote. If she's not free, then you can come. Also, we're gonna have Gigi join us in the war, because the Lord Third is like my grandfather, and I will go with the Whirlpool headband, which will signify that I'm no longer part of Konoha, that disgusting village. Let's get this over with, said Naruto to the gods as the Whirlpool was transported, while Naruto was transported back to the cliff he was pushed off. Naruto then trained with Jiraiya after finding him after a day or two. Naruto kept on acting like he was part of the Leaf Shinobi. On the day of the Chunin exam will be the day he converted back to the Whirlpool village of his mother and of his ancestors. Abido then joined him along with Cocytus in the human forms and hung around with him as well. He then started to act more human as his body was now mostly human, so he was mostly influenced by his human side rather than his lich side. Naruto went to find strong shinobis all over the elemental nations when he wasn't with Jiraiya, and used his Rinne Sharingan to copy. He had copied over 10,000 jutsus and mastered 5,000. He already became better than that stupid Kakashi heart to take. He was ready for tomorrow. As he and Albedo slept, he thought about his plan. Tomorrow he will be fighting in the exams. There will be an invasion by Orochimaru. He would then order Kuruma to destroy the village root shinobi. Actually, he would do this while he was fighting. so that Danzo doesn't have any bodyguards, where he would then destroy Danzo after the invasion happens. Naruto will attack 3 villages, Otosuna and Konoha Gaka during the 3 village Konoha crush. He would then have Demiurge convince Hiruzen to join the Whirlpool, and he would then have the ramen owners, who were the only civilians that were nice to him, join his village as well. Okay, so the next day. Today was a great day. There was a big queue at the stadium because the final rounds were taking place. In the Kage booth were the Hokage and the Kazekage. However, a Chunin then came to Lord Third and said, "There have been more Kages than anticipated, Lord Hokage. What do you want to do?" The Mizukage, Raikage, Tsuchikage and Uzukage of the revived Whirlpool village has also came here to watch the exams, as the Kages and the Shaote, accompanied by Demiurge and Albedo, then came into the Kage booth. Jiraiya then recognized these people. You've stolen Naruto from us, haven't you? You're the one that were with him. You two were stealing our shinobi. How could you? The next in line for Uzukage is our next Uzukage. He's a Uzumaki, so he belongs to our village. This is a treaty signed by the Five Diamo that says that we can have him back if we want and if he wants to, and he has accepted. I thank you for taking care of the last true royal line of Uzumaki, said the Uzukage. Hiruzen couldn't believe it. Naruto had accepted to join another village, but he couldn't blame him. What he didn't know was Demiurge was using mind control on the Daimyo to allow Naruto's transfer. Also, he took Naruto's heritage off his father's side and then gave it to Naruto. Naruto had finished learning the Rasengan and Hirishin on the last 2 days where he wasn't with Jiraiya. The Kages then decided to change the lineup because it wasn't that entertaining to the Mizukage and Uzukage. At the stage, the announcer came in and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, sorry for the delay. We had a few problems with the Kage and we have decided to change the matchup to fit their needs as well. The first matchup will be Shikamaru vs Tomaru. This fight goes same as in canon, as Shikamaru gives up because he doesn't have chakra to control the shadow, or he wants to save it. Kakashi and Sasuke then appear. Kakashi saw Naruto in all black clothing, wearing the Whirlpool symbol. But what shocked him was the headband, and the headband had the Whirlpool sign on it. Enraged at Naruto, Kakashi then walked up to Naruto. "How dare you disgrace me, Naruto? He gave his life for this village and you what? Decide to change village? Just because you're Uzumaki doesn't mean that you have to go to the Uzugaka or the Whirlpool village." Naruto, a little bit pissed, then said, "I don't care about this shithole. Piss off, Kakashi, you're just an annoying little sensei. I can beat you anytime I want to. You've gotten a bit too cocky just because those Whirlpool losers trained you. Don't forget we're Konoha, the #1 village of all of the 5 nations. And you're not even part of the 5 nations. You're just a little village. We can easily destroy you. Or really, just wait till you see what we have, Kakashi sensei." Now for the next match. Naruto of Whirlpool vs Neji and Sasuke of Konoha. Well, it's a free-for-all. All 3 will be fighting for themselves. The audience was shocked at the change of village that Naruto had done. The Rookie 9 were booing Naruto, well, all except Hinata, who was quiet and sad. Sakura then said the Baka is a traitor and he left the village for his family. What kind of ninja does that? How dare he? He knew he couldn't become a Kage. He's the deadlast, she said. Kakashi then said, "Yeah, he's a failure, but also trash. I can't wait till Sasuke beats him. It's a good thing I trained Sasuke than that lowly disgrace of a traitor." But the other Jonin senseis then looked at Team 7 with disgust. They realized that it was their fault that Naruto left. It was their fault and the villagers' fault. The Jonin senseis always respected Naruto for holding such a big burden. But what scared them the most was they lost a Jinchuriki, a major power. Ino was cheering for Sasuke, but on the other hand, she also felt sad that Naruto left. Kiba, Hinata and Shino was shocked. Hinata started to tear up. She didn't want Naruto to leave. She loved him. Kiba was enraged, but also sad at the thought that a member of the pack has left and he was using his dog mentality. Shino felt sad. He didn't know Naruto, but he knew that he had a positive influence. Shikamaru and Choji was the most devastated. Well, after Hinata, they were depressed. Their best friend left them, but they decided they would support him no matter what. The village, on the other hand, was divided. Civilians were cheering while the ninjas were scared. The Jinchuriki had left them in front of all of the Hokages. There was going to be a war that they cannot win. Unless the Hokage has a secret weapon, which they highly doubt. At Root, you see Root shinobis falling, getting killed, blood everywhere. Coming in with Death Knights, they were stabbing, killing, ripping apart Root shinobis like they were nothing. Kami had given Naruto all of the Root bases. At the Elder's Boot, Danzo tried to get in contact with his Root to eliminate the Uzukage, but his Root wasn't responding. For the first time he felt fear. He was going to lose the Jinchuriki of the village, and it was all his fault. He shouldn't have baited out that Naruto was the third Jinchuriki. Well, he never told them that there were other Jinchurikis. He just told them that he just told them that Naruto was the Kyuubi reincarnated. And then that's when he realized there's no Itachi anymore. There's no Minato Namikaze. The first, the second, they were dead. Tsunade, she left the village. Only Hiruzen and Jiraiya by himself cannot protect the village. But even Kakashi and Gai, but they are weak right now. Kakashi can't even stand his Sharingan usage for even an hour. Wars are longer than hours. And Gai could only defeat us with the 8 gates. He thinking about how him and Hiruzen used to fight with Gai. But in a fight against Kuma, where they had a perfect Jinchuriki, not even Gai would stand a chance. Especially Gai right now. In the 5 Kage boot, the 5 visiting Kages were smirking, thinking about war with Konoha. Hiruzen was feeling this and had a frown. He had retired just a day before the exams, but was requested to be Hokage just for the exams, and now he finds that the village was in trouble. At the fight, Sasuke and Neji were trying to attack Naruto, but he kept on dodging. Can't the Konoha prodigies stand up to me? Said Naruto as he laughed and mocked them. Sharp dobe. Fire star, fireball jutsu, shouted Sasuke. Naruto then used his Rinnegan abilities to absorb it secretly. Neji then used the 64 air palms, a technique he created while fighting with his uncle. He wanted to kill his uncle, but he couldn't. But he managed to do an aerial version of the 64 palms where he never needed to touch the opponent. The smoke cleared to see the fireball was somehow being absorbed. They saw his eyes were normal. They thought that this was a new ability that Naruto had acquired. They never thought it was a Keki Genkai, because Naruto, the deadlast, the dobe. That'd be funny. But they don't know that that's the truth. Naruto has the most powerful dojutsu, but that dojutsu doesn't even compare to the power Naruto has. Naruto then laughed, saying they were weak. He then pulls out a scroll which contained the dead body of Mikoto and Hisashi, Neji's father and Sasuke's mother. Great mid-tier Death Knight as the black substance then surrounded the dead bodies of Mikoto and Hisashi. Then they start to get up with the power equivalent to the 5 tails was sensed throughout the nations. When suddenly stood up was Mikoto and Hisashi. They then kneeled before Naruto. We are yours to command, they said, as Naruto commanded them to torture the kids. Mikoto and Hisashi started to pull out Sasuke and Neji's left eye, and then they broke it in front of him. Then they started to stab Sasuke and Neji. Sasuke and Neji were in shock, so they couldn't move. They just saw their mother and father, but their mother and fathers were attacking them. It was then the brain clicked. Naruto was using their family against them. They were enraged. How dare you use our parents like that? They shouted at Naruto. Naruto laughed and said, your families are mere pawns for me to use, and pawns for me to discard when I don't need them. Now, servants, rip off their limbs. When suddenly, winner, Naruto Uzumaki was shouted. The crowd was in shock. Naruto went back to the stands, where he was then confronted by Team 7, well, at least Sakura and Kakashi. Sakura went to attack Naruto, but was stopped by Kakaitis. How dare you attack Lord Naruto, said Kakaitis. Kakashi then said, move out the way, you freaking weirdo. We're gonna kill this little demon that you call Naruto. How dare that little bastard use an Uchiha Elite Mikoto-sama against Sasuke. He then made her tell Sasuke that Sasuke failed the clan over and over while she was stabbing him. Look at him, his mind's broken. His body might be repaired, but his mind, that would take a very long time to recover. Naruto then said, I did what I did. I saw Mikoto as a tool to win. That's what we shinobis do. Don't you remember what Zabuza said? And plus, I had to bait that little idiot's ego. You call me deadlast, failure. Now look at your student, the biggest failure in this universe. You can't do shit to me, Hokage. My family are more powerful than yours. I'm a Uzumaki. I am the next Uzukage. You are nothing. Naruto then teleported away. He was watching Kakashi using the magic to view people. Oh, look at him getting all angry when I teleport away. That's how I felt when you teleported away when I needed the help from you. Naruto then teleports to the Uzumaki attack force as Kurama then arrives. Naruto, we have eliminated the root. Suddenly, they hear a boom as Shukaku appear. Kurama, assist your brother in destroying Konoha, said Naruto. The Death Knights will kill all the soldiers. I want you to kill Suna, Konoha, and Otto shinobis no matter what. Konoha, how dare they wear the whirlpool marks, and then they treat a Uzumaki wrong. I will destroy them. I will make sure that they suffer. As Naruto then sent Hiruzen losing his health. Hiruzen was getting beaten up by the snake as Jiraiya was trying to help. Naruto then teleports in. Naruto, shouted Jiraiya. Why is the QB attacking us? What have you done? Naruto replied, I'm showing the power of the Whirlpool village to the world. If we manage to destroy the most powerfulest village, we shall be the most powerfulest village. But Orochimaru, you unhand my GG or I will destroy you. Naruto then reveals the armor of the Overlord touch me. So, you're attacking Konoha, but you're also saving the Hokage. It's quite hypocritical, don't you think? Said Orochimaru. No, I'm saving my family and destroying the evil, which is known as Konoha, said Naruto. Impure World Resurrection, Orochimaru said, reviving all the dead Kage. Enraged, all the alive Kages stepped in to help Konoha. All Uzumaki forces, said Naruto. Attack Otto. They have disrespected the dead. Well, at least my family. I didn't give a shit about anybody else. As the Death Knights then changed the targets from all three to just Otogaka or Orochimaru's village. Suddenly, the Guardians began to charge up their power, creating earthquakes everywhere. Naruto then reveals 5% of his power. The sky started to turn black. Lava started to erupt out of the lands. Everyone, the revived Kages, Orochimaru, the alive Kages, everyone felt fear. They felt like they were in the presence of the god of death. But little did he know they were in the presence of someone even stronger. They were in the presence of the Overlord. Orochimaru, you've defiled my family, and now you shall die. As the god staff then appears, creating a huge boom throughout the elemental nations. Civilians were dying from just the power of the staff itself. The Kages tried to fight it, tried to stand up, but they couldn't. Naruto then went over to fight Bro to save his mother and father. Hello, mom and dad. I missed you so much, said Naruto, as the Guardians bowed before the creators of the Supreme Being Naruto. In their mind, these legends created the Supreme Being and should be treated with just the same amount of respect. My little Naruto, said Kushina, in between kicks and punches she was doing towards Naruto. Look how old you've gotten, said my Naruto, smiling. Naruto was saddened. He always wanted this. He always wanted to see his family, but this bastard Orochimaru, he played with the orphans' hearts, and now he will feel his wrath. Naruto then used the god staff to remove the influence of Orochimaru, and then he completely revived them, not as an undead, but as humans. He then hugged his mom and dad. He said, Mom, Dad, please join my village. I don't want to be with Konoha. Please, I want my mom and dad, said Naruto. As his parents then got memories of what Konoha did to Naruto, they were enraged. They accepted. They put on the headbands which the Guardians gave them. When suddenly, in front of Orochimaru, the Shinigami appeared. Minato asked why she was here, and she then answered, First, I felt a man reviving the dead, and then I also felt the power of your son, the Overlord, who is one of our chosen ones, and we are here to punish Orochimaru for reviving the dead without having permission. And I have to say, congratulations, you've been revived by your son. So yeah. And since he's the overlord, I can't deny him, said Shinigami. What, what? Shout was all around the village as civilians, ninjas, everyone. They were shocked that the Shinigami would allow someone to take what was his as they thought, but it was actually her, as we know. What's an overlord? Said the third. Then the Shinigami replied with, Are you stupid? The overlord is a being with power that surpasses all the gods. As everyone stared shocked, civilians were scared, they were shitting themselves, they were bullying their overlord. The ninjas were terrified. They've just lost this asset, an overlord, and Jinchuriki. But most of all, the village were the one that hurt him. Sakura, she was scared and crying. This is copy of Genjutsu, he said. Sasuke, he was fuming, he was pissed. He was very jealous. Kakashi was scared out of his pants. He was so scared that he pissed himself. A being that could destroy him, he called that weak. How? When did Naruto get this power, he thought? The live Kages all thought we need to get alliance with Naruto and his village. If we go against him, he will destroy us. They were all scared. But suddenly, the Shinigami changes to her true form and kisses Naruto and says, That's for stealing my mother and father-in-law from my realm. Wait, what? It took Naruto so long to process that the Shinigami was referencing his mother and his father. Don't forget to save some action for Kami and Yami-chan, she said teasingly, as she killed Orochimaru right then and there. And as for payment of this kill, I shall be taking all the normal Mangekyo Sharingan. Suddenly, all the mortals that possessed the Sharingan, Danzo, Sasuke, Itachi, Kakashi, Obito, all lost their Sharingans. The war was over. Naruto sneaked into the elder's booth and killed them all. It was easy. He did a surprise attack on them. Naruto then slapped the seal of no emotions on the civilian council. They could not feel happiness. They could not feel anger. They were just like zombies. This was their punishment for all the times they hurt him. So we're gonna go for a time skip of 1 year. Naruto was celebrating the birth of his baby sister, that Minato and Krishna. She had yellow hair and blue eyes. Her face had the cute whisker marks, as Naruto called them. When they presented her to him, she clung on to him. She wouldn't even go back to his mom or dad. The guardians saw this and they smiled. They wasn't smiling because of the cutesy, no, they were smiling because the guardians knew that she would be someone that would grow up to be as strong as her brother, someone that would be a ruler, as she was treated like a princess. Albedo and the Nazarite girls then confessed to Naruto, saying they loved him, and they then got married. Naruto then had killed kids with them, first being Albedo, second being Nabe, and third being Shaote, and the rest. Far away in the moon, we now go to the perspective of a woman with a red eye in the middle of her forehead and two Bakugans in her eyes. She sensed a powerful entity. She wanted to be with him. She wanted to have her own husband, or one that wouldn't betray her. Back to Konoha. Konoha was in a state of rubble. Even after a year, they couldn't fix themselves. They've lost all their alliances. All the Kages have teamed up with Naruto. Kakashi and Sasuke was enraged. They wanted the Sharingan back. They will get it back no matter what. And they'll beat the traitors known as Minato, Krishna, Naruto. Kakashi changed his name to Uchiha and took Sasuke as an apprentice. He also hated Minato. He hated him with so much of with a dying passion. On a random mission, Sakura was just being what she was, being useless, cheering for Sasuke where she was attacked by bandits and captured by them. And then a day or two later, Kiba saved her. She was crying. She was broken. Kiba knew this was different. This wasn't because of Sasuke losing his Sharingan. Something had happened to her. Kiba then killed off all the bandits enraged for attacking one of his pack members. She was so scared of men that she was demanding for her Sasuke, but Sasuke never came. This all happened because Naruto wasn't there to save her like always, thought Kiba. The end. So guys, this was my first what if. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah. I know this one was kind of short, but yeah. And I'm going to be doing another what if late one. And tell me if you want me to continue this. I've got my own original story, as you can see. Well, we're gonna have Kage in it and everything, but it's gonna be their own way because there's no way Zetsu or Akatsuki will be able to get the Nine Tails. The Nine Tails has his own form, and he's unseeable anymore. He's become a separate entity thanks to the God stuff. And yeah, so yeah, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Give me some suggestions on what ones I should do. And yeah.